Good morning. It's Tuesday, July 1st. We're only 19 days away from Ragbrai now. I'm gonna head out on the Heritage Trail this morning, try to get in about 20 miles. See you on the trail. So today is gonna be a relatively flat route, going on the gravel portion of the Heritage Trail. Just felt like having some different scenery today. I had a day off yesterday from riding. I went down to Social Distortion in Davenport, and we got back yesterday. I had to deal with business stuff and trying to get caught up on editing footage. I had 3 days worth of stuff to get caught up on, so took the time to do all that yesterday. I should be able to ride the next 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Thursday. It's a nice cool morning out here. I think the temp was 78. I have an appointment for a tune-up and check-up on the bike next Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday. After the tune-up is done, I probably will not come on this gravel section of the Heritage Trail at all, just to keep all the grime out of my gears and stuff before Ragbrai. Don't want to have any mechanical issues because of the sand or something that's coming up into the tire, into the gearing. So I might ride this a couple more times this week, and then after that it'll be all paved roads and paved trails leading up to the Ragbrai week. It's crazy to think it's only less than 3 weeks away now. Got my new batteries in the mail for the GoPro. My tent showed up yesterday. I'm gonna set that up this morning when I get back, make sure everything fits. Oh, and another bonus, I wasn't certain if the tent was gonna fit inside of my duffel bag, but it does. So that was pretty awesome to be able to do that. As long as all my stuff doesn't weigh too much, I should be able to get away with one duffel bag, but we'll see. I'll try to do a mock packing going into this weekend with all of my gear. Make sure that it's all gonna function. If not, I'll have to snag another smaller duffel bag to split the two up. So I had to go to the doctor yesterday for my annual physical, and I was informed that I'm 5'8". I've been 5'9" my entire adult life. I'm a week away from turning 52, and I'm shrinking apparently. You always hear the stories that you get shorter as you get older, you shrink or whatever. It's happening. I haven't confirmed that myself by taking a measurement yet, but that's what the nurse said yesterday, and I was 5'8". That's wild. They also said I was up like 10 or 11 pounds from last year, and I know some of that is muscle, biking, lifting weights, all of that. But all the other stuff was good. Blood pressure was great. Cholesterol is good. Said I had slightly elevated blood sugar. I'm sure that's from all these carbs that I'm eating for this shit. So I'll get that back on track once Ragbrai is over. I feel like if I decide to do Ragbrai in the future, after this year, I don't think I'll need to start training as early. I didn't know what it was going to be like for my body to go through all this stuff, but I feel like as quickly as your body recovers, as long as I stay active, stay cycling. I would think he could probably start training a month and a half out from Ragbrai, and he'd just be fine and make it. At least I hope so. I'll find out after the fact if I make it through Ragbrai or not. After Ragbrai, I'll reassess everything, and I'll be able to determine what I should do in the future if I decide to do it again. Mainly, I just want to do it once just to say I did it, and then move on to other life goals. Starting to canoe the Mississippi River in its entirety is one of those goals, and that requires a lot of time and money to do it all in one shot. So next summer, I think I'm just going to start doing sections at a time. Maybe go out and do 3 or 4 weeks, take like a month off work or something to do it, and then just do that every summer until I get the whole thing done. Unless anybody out there wants to be a donor, fork over some money to help me pay for it, and I'll film the whole trip. That'd be killer. But I doubt that's gonna happen, so I'll just keep doing things on my own and figure out a way to make it happen. All right, I've reached the 10-mile mark on the trail. Turn around, start heading back to the Heritage Pond parking area. This is the third vehicle I've come across on the trail doing some tree trimming and such. Morning. How you guys doing? Good. Yeah, I come across a couple of vehicles trimming trees, cutting grass. They were building a new picnic table in an area as well. So this trail is pretty well maintained. All right, we just completed 20 miles on the Heritage Trail this morning. I'm gonna go get ready for work. I don't know what you got going on today. Seems like a great day to chase your dreams. I'm gonna get back to living mine. See you next time. Good morning. It's Wednesday, July 2nd. Taking off once again from Heritage Pond. Let's go get some miles down. I purchased a camera bag for my digital camera, and it came yesterday in the mail, and I tried to put it inside of my rear luggage rack on the bike, and it fits if I turn it sideways, but it doesn't allow me much room for anything else inside of it, inside the luggage rack bag. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use it in there, or maybe I can get some straps to attach it externally to the bag so that it's on the bike. I don't know. I really want to take the digital camera with me so I can get photographs, but I also need to make sure that I got room for the things I actually need on the ride. I mean, the whole reason I guess I purchased this rack bag is to be able to take camera gear and also, you know, inner tubes, tools, things like that. But yeah, I really want to document the Ragbrai trip with photographs as well as video. So I know I'm going to have a lot going on with just trying to film, do the ride, find places to eat, get where I'm going. But at the end of the day, I know there's going to be time that I'm just sitting idle, and I can use that time to take photographs, you know, in between things that are going on. Especially there's a couple days that are shorter mileage, going to get done a little early. I want to have something to do. So I don't know people that are on this ride, that I know of anyway. I may run into someone I know once I'm out there. And I'm sure I'll have people to talk to in the camp and whatnot that I'll meet along the way on the bus ride and such. But a lot of times I like to observe things, sit back and watch what's going on, and I want to take pictures while I'm doing that. So this weekend is 4th of July weekend. We're going camping, not very far away. There's a campground close to home here. My brother has a campsite there, camps there every weekend. They have a permanent site, so we're gonna go there, hang out, cook out, drink some beers and stuff. And I'm gonna take the digital camera with me for the weekend so I can start learning how the camera actually works, make sure that it's all functional and good. I don't know if you can see the carcasses on the ground very well. Here in Dubuque, along the river, we get what's called fish flies or mayflies. These things only would live like 24 hours. They swarm everything at night. They hatch and fly towards light everywhere in the light. And then their carcasses lay everywhere on the ground near the light. Kind of peculiar little creature. They're basically born to procreate and they die. So during the time of the fish flies, I'm sure that all the fish and birds and bats, if bats eat them, are very well fed for the little short window while those things are out and about. Morning. Man, I thought I had like an ADD issue by having lots of things going on at once all the time. That guy that I just passed back there is on his bicycle pulling a trailer, and it also had his dog on a leash with him, and around his neck looked to be a very expensive camera with a huge lens on it. So he's out here riding around with his dog, taking photos. He also had fishing gear in the back of the trailer too, by the way. I think that's what he was hauling, was fishing gear. So he's gonna be doing photography, fishing, hanging out with his dog on his bicycle. I don't know, in a way I think trying to ride a bike with a trailer and having your dog run alongside you, I hope that dog is really well trained, because if he darts in front of you or gets tangled up in the trailer, something could go terribly wrong in that situation. So I wish him the best. I hope that doesn't happen on him. I would never trust a dog to do that. So I think even if your dog's extremely well trained, if some other dog came along, or a squirrel or something to get its attention, and you can't get it under control of the command right away, that could go terribly wrong very fast. So they got the road closed right up here. They're going to be putting in all the stuff for the fireworks, I believe, for the next couple of days. And they have a fireworks and air show down here Friday night. So I can't go to the dam now until after the fireworks, after the 4th of July weekend. I feel like I've had a pretty easy ride yesterday and this morning so far. Mostly flats. So I'm gonna head up into Eagle Point Park, get a little hill riding today. So I just had a guy stop me and talk to me about drones. Just an older fella decided to start yapping this morning about the river view and telling me that he's a drone pilot. He said DJI, I think it was DJI. It was a really good drone to purchase. And something that started with a P, like Pentatax or something like that. He said it was a really good drone for a low price. But he said to order them through Walmart.com and get their insurance. He said on his drone he got a 3-year insurance plan, and no matter what happens they will send you a replacement. And he said he just had a seagull bite one of his drones and crashed, and Walmart.com sent him a brand new one within days. So that sounds like a good deal if I decide to venture into drones. It's one of those things that's kind of like, maybe, but I don't know anything about flying those things and I'd hate to crash it. And he said that the DJI ones, you can try to fly them into things and they won't crash into stuff because of all the technology that's on board it. It won't allow it to smash into anything. So that's pretty interesting. Tech these days is pretty awesome. So it might be the best time to be getting into learning all of these things, especially the video editing. Like, I use CapCut to do all the video editing, and CapCut makes it very, very easy to edit everything, like unbelievably easy. And if there's something I don't understand, I just go on a YouTube video and somebody's explaining it, so it's pretty awesome. I can't imagine what it would have been like, 5, 6, 7 years ago trying to learn how to edit. I imagine it was a lot tougher. You probably had to do a lot more actual programming to edit stuff. I don't know. I've never done any of this stuff before, so this is all new to me. But I'm enjoying doing the editing. Alright, we're back here at the Heritage Pond. Got my new headband in. Probably looks pretty ridiculous with this mohawk, but it seemed to do the job today. It is Halo brand. Works pretty well. It has this little dam inside of it to help get the sweat away from your eyebrows. But it also left a line here, so hopefully that fades away before I have to go into work, because that's going to look pretty stupid. Anyway, it's a great day to chase your dreams. I'm going to get back to living mine. See you next time. Morning. It's Thursday, July 3rd. I'm going to go back out here off the arterial trails to get in a little short ride today. I haven't been out here in like a week, and apparently it was a good time to take a week off from this area. Looks like they resurfaced the parking lot while I was gone, so I probably wouldn't have been able to park here anyway. Let's get out there and get some miles down on the trail. Today we're going to probably do maybe 15 miles at most. I got to cut it short. I have a massage appointment this morning, so I got to be able to get back home and eat and get cleaned up before I go there. So the Heritage Trail that I've been riding occasionally on the gravel area, it's north of Dubuque. It kind of goes into a rural area. You know, it's an old train track trail, so it goes through farmlands and along the highway and stuff going out north. But anyway, this morning I saw on a Facebook page that there was a bear sighting out there. You might think, a bear in Iowa? Yeah, we've had a bear for quite a few years, every year, kind of coming into the area, passing through. And I don't know if it's the same bear, if there's different bears, but people have been catching them on their like cameras in the yards, trail cams, catching them on their phone videos. So there's definitely a bear in this area. Now, I don't think it's not like, obviously not a grizzly bear, but probably leave you alone if you encountered it, but I wouldn't want to run into it and startle it. So that was interesting to see that this morning, considering I just rode out there yesterday. I don't know if I already talked about it, but yesterday I started a list of all of my gear and all the things that I need to take with me on Ragbrai, so I don't forget anything. So getting my packing list together. As soon as I get a rainy day, I'm going to try to do a gear video, show everything that I have, all the things that I purchased, share links, etc., etc. I may have already talked about this. I'm just running out of shit to talk about out here, honestly. Looking forward to hanging out with family this weekend, camping. It'll be nice as well to just hang out with Krista. I'm not gonna do any video editing. I'm not gonna ride my bike. We're just gonna hang out, because the last 2 times we went camping, I took along the bike and was doing video editing, etc. So I just want to hang out with her and my family and not dip with any of this stuff. I feel like I already talked about this yesterday now that I'm saying it. The days just go together anymore. It's just becoming monotonous. I'm not going to quit. Obviously, I have to keep going, but it's just the same thing every day. Two weeks left of training. Might only make a couple more of these videos, just mashing everything together, just to not have to do a bunch of editing. People aren't watching it much anyway. You know, 20-30 views. I can maybe have 60 some views on one of them. Not winning any awards with this shit. It's just the practice. It becomes monotonous. So I'm gonna be really excited to start filming tattoo videos, promo videos for the businesses. Thinking ahead to those things now. Just need the time to do it, get things promoted. Smells a bit like burnt toast out here this morning or something. It's actually making me hungry. I have to stop when I get down by the pond, eat a little something. Getting to that point of the day, usually around 7 or 8 miles in, I think is when I usually need to eat a little something. And cutting back the last few rides, just eating a little bit instead of a bunch seems to be working pretty well. Keeps my energy going without eating too much, you know. That was interesting. On the trail there's clear runoff from like rainstorms and stuff going across the road, but it was red like rust. So it makes you wonder what's in the soil up above on the hill here that would cause that to happen. Oh look, Right Height's still hiring. So I just tried to snag an action shot. I don't know how well it worked, but set the camera up on the trail, catch me riding by. I think it'll be funny to just use the same action shot in all the videos going forward. There's Tromaville Pictures made Toxic Avenger, Dubuque Man, a bunch of different movies that are just low budget gore flicks. They use the same car wreck scene in a bunch of their movies. Romeo and Juliet. I can't remember all of them anymore, but it's kind of hilarious that they use the exact same crash scene for all the films that they use it in. So I may do that with that shot that I just got. I don't know if you saw that in the shadow. Bird just hit my helmet. I just felt that bird tap my helmet back there. Came down out of the tree. I think it's those red-winged blackbirds, man. Those little things are crazy. I hope that showed up in the shadow in the film. I heard it. I heard it chirping as it came out of the tree. So I looked and I saw it coming at me. And then it nailed the back of my helmet. And then backed off. What the hell? At least I got a helmet on so you can't pack my head. Anytime birds come flying at me, it takes me back to that scene in the movie Birds, Alfred Hitchcock's Birds, where the birds poke the lady's eyes out. Absolutely disgusting. So, yeah. I got sunglasses on and a helmet on. Hopefully don't have to worry about that shit. Well, we got just under 14.5 miles, not quite 15. So today's the day I don't have a lot of time. So I have to get back and cleaned up and get to work today. Well, massage appointment first and then go to work. So I gotta cut it short. Today seems like a beautiful day to chase your dreams. I'm gonna get back to living mine. We'll see you next time. Hello, it's Monday, July 7th, and it's my birthday. 52 years old today. I'm gonna go put on maybe 20 miles today. We're gonna try to run out this Heritage Trail in the gravel section. This will be the last time we do the gravel before Ragbrai, just because I don't want to get all that stuff into my gearing on the bike. It's gonna be getting serviced today after this, so. All right, let's go put some miles down. It feels like I haven't been on a bike for a week, but it's only been 3 days. We went camping over the weekend. Sort of a mini vacation, I guess you can consider it. So I took off Friday and Saturday from work, and I'm normally off Sunday and Monday, so 4 days off. Went camping, little campground close to town. Hung out with family. Got to see some fireworks for the 4th. Do all the traditional, you know, cooking out and visiting and celebrating with family. Having a few beers. Sitting in a pool. Playing cards. Pretty easy weekend. It's pretty nice. But I vowed I was not going to take my bike with me, because the last 2 times we went camping, I took the bike and got miles in. I decided to make sure that this weekend was just chilling. No video editing, no biking. Which means I still haven't edited the video from last week's riding. After riding today, I'll be dropping my bike off to Bicycle World to get it checked out and tuned up, ready for Ragbrai. Because Ragbrai is less than 2 weeks away now. Hopefully, when I drop my bike off, they can give me an idea how quick I'll have the bike back. I'm hoping I have it back tomorrow afternoon or maybe Wednesday so I can ride. I hope it's a fairly quick turnaround. Nothing's broken on the bike currently. I hope that doesn't happen. So it should just be maintenance. Just give everything a once over. Make sure everything's greased and lubed and good to go. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? It's too bad I don't have the capacity to haul mushrooms. So I've been seeing lots of turkey tail and oyster mushrooms this afternoon out here in the woods. Had a lot of moisture making them grow. Yeah, I've seen some trees with gigantic turkey tail mushrooms on them. And then here and there I'll see spurts of oyster mushrooms on some trees. Good area to forage. Some of the land around here has no trespassing signs, but not all of it, so I would assume it'd be free game if there's no sign. we got almost 7 miles in already. That's crazy. Just cruising along. I think the temp today is about 81 for a high, so it's not as hot as it's been. Yeah, I've literally run out of stuff to talk about out here because I've just kind of said everything. Sometimes I've repeated it. Now it's just kind of doing the task and waiting for the day to go. Yeah, I should hopefully have at least 5 more, if not 6 more training days of riding before. I'm trying to think. They'll have my bike tomorrow, so I can't train. If I have it back tomorrow afternoon, I can train Wednesday. So that'd be Wednesday, Thursday. I lift on Friday. I could ride Saturday morning, Sunday, Monday. So that'd be 5 days. And then if I'm able to ride Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, well, that'd be 8 days of riding. That'd be pretty good. Gnats. Anyway, if I can get 8 days of riding in before I leave for Ragbrai, that'd be awesome. Granted, they won't be high mileage days. They'll just be consecutive days. It'll keep my muscles primed and ready without exhausting them too much. Then I'll have a couple days off before Ragbrai. Yeah, I've discovered I don't want to have too many days off. Just getting back in after that is not fun. But I should be able to average 20-mile days, some 15-milers. Maybe Sunday I can try to get in another like 50-miler or 60-miler or something. I could actually do a big mileage day Sunday and Monday, because I don't work those days. Do 2 big miles days back to back. That'd be pretty good. So we just passed the 10-mile marker. I'm feeling pretty good, and time's flying by pretty quickly, so I think we're gonna do 25 miles today, so I'm gonna go 12 and a half and turn around and go back. Or we'll see where I'm at 12 and a half and decide if I want to go for 30 today. I'm feeling pretty good. Bike's doing pretty good. So might as well get the miles in while we can, right? One thing I'll be happy about when Ragbrai is over is getting my summer back. Because I've been putting in so many days, getting in miles. I have not been on my motorcycle much at all. And that's something I love and I very much miss. A tattoo artist friend of mine, Ziggy, he's going to be having a chopper ride, camp out over in the Waterloo Cedar Falls area next weekend. And I'm not going to be able to go because of training. But hopefully it's successful for him and he's able to do it again next year, and I'll be able to make it then. So we're just over 15 miles in now for the day so far. So by the time we get back to the parking lot, we should be around 30 miles in. I'm just stopping here so I can eat a little something. I was only going to do 20 miles, but it felt pretty good riding down the trail. Got plenty of energy, feeling good, so why not go a little further? I got the time today, so that's what we're doing. So I'm going to snack on a couple of things just to keep my energy up. We're going to start heading back. So I'm rolling back towards Dubuque now on the trail, and the sky's getting a little bit darker. And while I was sitting back there eating, I thought I could hear some thunder rumbling in the distance. So hopefully we're not going to run into rain. When I looked at the forecast before I left, they were showing rain around us, but not in this area. So hopefully it doesn't actually start raining. Hello again.
Hi.
Just had about a 20-minute intermission. Stopped off to visit my sister and her family. Now I'm getting back on the trail. It's nearly 5 o'clock. So hopefully I'll make it back without any issue and get my bike down to Bicycle World on time to get the service done to it. They close at 7 p.m. So I have a couple of hours, barring any issues. Got somebody up here with a rucksack on his back. On your left. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. He must be training for something. This is not really a kind of trail that you go backpacking on. So I'm assuming he was carrying some weight in that thing. Still a little sunny where I'm at, but I don't know if you can see up through those trees ahead. It's pretty dark going back to town. I would have loved to stay there and video that baby deer some more, but I'm starting to get bit up by mosquitoes just sitting there. I'm sweating pretty good too from sitting still, so I had to get moving. But that was pretty intense. She was right over the edge by the creek. That was pretty cool. The road ahead was giving me an illusion. It looked like there was rain coming down heavy on the trail or something for a second there. And then I realized what it was. It's just the road going up to the highway. Or the trail, I should say, going up to the highway. Man. Yeah, it must have rained pretty good here. Got puddles that weren't here before. getting wet and filthy now. So one thing that sucks about riding on the trail is the gravel kicks up like little sandy bits when it's wet. It's getting all over my legs and shit. So when I get back, I'm gonna be messy. The bike's gonna be messy. And I gotta drop it off to get cleaned and taken care of, so. I might swing by a car wash and have to waste $4 to hose it down. Just so I'm not dropping off a dirty ass bike, because it's gonna be pretty muddy when I get back now. Once again, weatherman, wrong. It wasn't supposed to get any rain after 2 o'clock. It was supposed to go right around us. It's now probably close to 5:30 and it's raining. Coming back up to the Durango depot. I think I'm going to stop again, get a little snack, and then finish out the last few miles. Well, I stopped there in Durango at the depot under the pavilion they have there with a little picnic bench, and there was no rain. As soon as I left there, it starts raining again, so, and it's thundering. There's no chance I'm going to be dry when we get back. And I just had a first. While I was sitting there, another cyclist pulled up and we were talking, and he said, "You look familiar." He's like, "You training for Ragbrai?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "I've seen some of your YouTube videos." I was like, "That's awesome." So that's pretty cool. You know, I know people that I know that have been watching some of the videos, but to have a random stranger say something, that's pretty cool. And he had a shirt on for Team Twister, I believe it was what it was, and they're going to be on Ragbrai, so I'll have to look for those guys while I'm out there. I'm going to circle the lot because I'm almost at 30 miles, so might as well just get to it. Awesome, we just rolled 30. All right, we got 30 miles in for today. My new handlebar bag is completely dry inside, so that's awesome. Today was a good ride, a little warm, a little wet, but overall I felt pretty damn good after having 3 days off. I was just set out to do 20, I did 30. So I had a good birthday ride. I don't know what you guys got going on today, but it seems like a great day to chase your dreams. So I'm gonna get back to living mine. See you next time. So I just gave the bike a bath, clean up all the mud and grime all over it. And a direct spray onto this frame bag did not wear very well. It got some water inside there. So as long as the rain's not coming down like a pressure washer, it seems to do okay. But yeah, today, direct blast from that took on some water. So I just dropped the bike off to have it serviced, and I asked the turnaround time. She told me it could be the weekend before I get the bike back. It's Monday. So that could screw up my training. So I think I'm gonna have to take my hybrid bike and do training on that. Even though it's not gonna be what I'm riding on Ragbrai, at least my legs will still get something in. Because I can't take that many days off. That's ridiculous. I didn't realize it was going to take that big of a turnaround, but I guess there's probably a lot of people getting their bike service right now for Ragbrai. So I gotta, accept my fate. That's what it's going to be. So I am just going to try to get my hybrid ready to go tomorrow morning and start training with that until I get my bike back. It is what it is. We're going to ride no matter what.